junkguysdfw.net. Hey guys, here is the long-awaited video I've been working on, and I'm so excited to share it with you. If you didn't watch the last video, here's a little summary to get you all caught up. So I went into this house to do a routine job, picking up and scrapping just a couple of appliances. But when I saw the living conditions of this elderly couple, James and Dixie, it just didn't sit well with me. So after speaking with the relative who initially had hired me, she made it clear that she would not be able to afford a full home clean out. So you know what? So I reached out to a couple of my fellow junk removal companies. You know, I told each of them of the situation and asked if they would be willing to set aside some time in their busy work schedule to come out and help me with this job for free. And guess what? They all said yes. Honestly, I was just so impressed by everyone's eagerness and excitement to help out, that the only way I could thank them was actually by making this video and making sure that each company was properly exposed for their generosity and willingness to help out. I mean, they weren't worried about helping a perfect stranger or a competitor or even a neighbor, but check out the video. Here's how it went down. Well, I started to think about the junk removal companies were just local. But as the idea got bigger and larger, I had to think beyond the spectrum of only the DFW area. So I started making a couple of calls and seeing who would be willing to help me out. I made sure to let everyone know where the house was located and what exactly we would be doing. These guys started saying yes. I mean, some guys were so close, 5 to 10 minutes, and some came from 30 minutes, some from an hour, some even came from 2 hours away. I know and you know that these guys drive out to do their jobs every day, but this time it was different. They had decided to come out and donate their time and their skills, and that's our most valuable asset in this business, time and work. These guys busted their butts out there, and I owe it to them.
Trashing around?
Yes, trashing around.
Out of where?
Out of Long Beach, Texas.
How long did it take you to make the decision to come out and help?
Not long. As soon as we saw the video on YouTube, me and my husband both agreed we needed to be there.
Out and help.
Pretty quick.
Right when you texted. Yeah.
Instantly, you know, Ricardo, whenever you...
Yeah, we heard about it and we were super jazzed about it.
So here was the game plan. We wanted the clean out to be a surprise for the couple, so we had all the companies hide out a couple of streets over while we sneakily got them out of the house. We gave them an offer they couldn't refuse, breakfast with the wifey, and we communicated with, of course, the spies that we had down the street to let us know when the area was clear, and then we headed down to the residence. So we asked each company who could haul what, and one by one each company volunteered to take, well, a different and specific type of junk. For example, Janelle and Ashley of Mad Trash DFW have access to a recycling center on their way to their next job, so they just volunteered to take all the scrap. Anthony and his wife of Lolo Junk and Trash were scheduled later that day to pick up some dining room furniture for a job, so they offered to take the furniture out of this home as well. I mean, listen, we tried to be as organized as we could, but when it comes down to it, we're just a junk removal company, and, well, this is how we do it. When we start a junk removal, we always assess the area. Each company took a look at what we were working with, but no one actually seemed too surprised with the mess. I mean, we see it pretty often. I had a pep talk with the team and let them know that the idea was to clean up the house, but not just clean out the house. We were to keep any paperwork, personal belongings, or medications that we saw so as not to throw them out. Everyone understood and was game.
Of Eagle Junk Removal Services, out of where?
Out of Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, Texas. Okay. And how much money would your company normally charge for this kind of clean out?
$1,700 to $2,000.
$1,200.
$2,800 to $3,000.
At least $1,500 bucks.
$2,000 maybe.
Also, if you haven't noticed, we had some encouraging music played for us out on the front lawn as we did our thing. We had a local musician, Mac Hugh, willing to donate his time and skills as well. It made for a very unique cleanup project. So my video actually wouldn't be complete without an infamous time lapse, so hope you enjoy it. Here we go.
Somewhere along the way, of course I was scared, but hey boy, that's okay, 'cause I never was.
The small city of Blue Mound wasn't quite sure what was going on, so our presence there immediately grabbed some attention, of course. And if you hadn't heard, our little project invited the local Channel 8 News in Dallas-Fort Worth, and we also got a visit from, well, code compliance and one of the city officials. We figured that all the work trucks that were in the street were going to attract some complaints, but really, honestly, once everyone realized what was going on, there was a consensus that the work being done was for a great cause. So here's how it went on the inside of the house. The space was so limited that we had some workers stay outside and load up the trucks while others were taking out the trash or making sure the keepsake items were set aside. Oh guys, did I mention that I told our team that we would be literally cleaning up? Yeah, trust me, these guys were down. We had lined up some cleaning supplies, and once all of the trash and debris were removed from the home, everyone got to pitching in. Us in the junk removal business know that this isn't particularly our expertise, but you know what? It didn't matter. Give it up to these guys. Everyone pitched in. As you can tell, once we saw the floors, we were totally amazed by how nice they were. We all got in there and got our hands dirtier than usual. The dedication was amazing.
Put you like right there. Be good for everyone in the back.
Okay.
You're Monty with Lawrence Family Dumpster
And junk removal.
and Junk Removal
Yes.
out of
Addison, Texas.
Addison. So your company is all here right now, donating your
This is
time
me.
100%.
You got it. Other than my grandson helping me out or my wife.
Yeah. Right now, your company's here 100%.
Yes.
Okay.
Fully loaded.
Is your company here right now?
Our company's here right now.
Another thing we decided to do was furnish the home. So everyone pitched in and brought whatever they could to spruce up the place. It was great to see everybody working together, but a pretty funny sight was a bunch of junk removal professionals trying to decorate.
You're in with
Texas junk removal.
out of where?
Waco, Texas?
Waco, Texas.
Yep.
And do you run into living conditions like this often?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We do a lot of adult protective services contracts.
Quite a bit sometimes, sure.
At least once a month. At least once a month.
And if you were interested.
After the big cleanup, clean out, and refurnish, we all waited in anticipation to see how James and Dixie would react. After hearing that Dixie was not a big fan of change or a fan of asking for help, we all stood a little nervous, hoping her reaction would be a good one. As they pulled up, everyone kept their distance and not to overwhelm them, and the guys tried to sneak a peek at Dixie to see her reaction. Someone said, "She smiled," and everyone got super excited.
I think it's wonderful. Ask the Lord to bless them all. Now they can stay on my feet instead of on the floor. I am 75 and James is 86.
Okay. What do you think of the changes?
It's wonderful.
Thank you all.
Thank y'all.
But overall, help y'all out. And one of the biggest reasons I wanted to do it is to show that y'all don't have to be living like this. All you dedicated. Trash can right there, and some lamp.
James and Dixie were super happy and grateful for everyone's help, and the guys and I were happy that they were happy. All of the companies that came out were grateful for being included in this project just as much as I was grateful for having them there. It was a very cool experience to have everyone working side by side and seeing all these professionals working together to get a job well done. The fact that they were all doing the work for free was just like icing on the cake.
And you're Gilbert with All-Star Junk Hauling Services. Out of where?
Out of Frisco, Texas.
Frisco, Texas. If you ran into a similar situation, wanted to organize another clean out like this with other companies donating their time, who's the first company you're going to call for help?
Well, I know that we would talk to JunkGuys just because he's the very first person that helped us out when we got into business. So he'd be the very first one, but there are some of the local ones.
Ricardo's probably be the first one I call because he knows how to organize it.
Thank you.
DFW JunkGuys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ricardo.
Ricardo, because the Godfather is actually plugged in with everybody. So.
Yo, Junk Guys.
Oh, I'd call it Ricardo. I mean, he's the spider web.
Guys, I don't know what else to say. I mean, this has to be the coolest thing I've done. And I'm so glad that we have some great footage of this. I'm hoping that this is something that we can get together and do again, maybe once a year or something. I'm sure that someone will reach out and find another deserving couple and we can get this thing going again. So if there is a company on here that anyone needs to reach out or wants to get a hold of, please contact me. I'm more than happy to connect you with them or any one of these guys. They're all stand-up, hard-working colleagues, and I'd recommend any of these companies for any junk removal job. So, as you can tell, we had a full crew out there. We had workers, a cameraman, a director, a musician. I am thankful for everyone who took the time to come out and help that day. But let me also mention that Janelle of Mad Trash DFW, she had offered to take Dixie's dog to get it groomed, and she followed through. She returned the dog the next day, and here's a photo of her with Dixie's dog. So special thanks to Janelle and Ashley of Mad Trash DFW who actually did this at their expense. Also, I want to thank all the companies that came out. Mad Trash, of course, Fort Worth, JunkGuys Den, John, the owner. Eagle Junk Removal, that's Jose, he's the owner. They're out of Fort Worth. And Anthony Lolo with his wife, came with his wife from Dallas, Texas. And then we have Junk Ship, Ashton, the owner from Waxahachie, Texas. And then we have Lawrence from Lawrence Family Junk Removal and Dumpsters from Addison, Texas. All-Star Junk Removal with the owner Gilbert from Frisco, Texas. And then Texas Junk, who actually drove about 3 hours from Waco, Texas. Jared, the owner of Texas Junk, I want to thank him for driving out here. And Danielle, who started their business because they saw these videos from all around junk removal, and her husband came down here from Longview, Texas. Okay, guys, I want to thank all those people, and God bless Dixie and James for not getting mad at us for what we did out there.
Hey guys, let's all give a round of applause to Emily, who directed the whole thing right here. And she did it.
Shit, I'm so sorry, man. My bad.
Are you recording or you want me to record? I'm recording right now. Oh God, these smell for real? Oh shit! Oh! Hell no! Hell no! Ah!